But yeah, hi. How are you guys doing? How is your Tuesday going? Hopefully music's not loud. Feels a little loud to me, so let me turn it down on my end. Should be alright for you. But yeah, hi. Happy Tuesday. Happy Lunar New Year to anybody celebrating. And of course, happy Black History Month. Not really terribly much to my start of my day. Well, mostly anyway. I was fiddling around with things, accidentally messed up the stream weather thing. I'm hoping it's back to the way it's supposed to be. Okay, and then that one should definitely not. Hold on, let me fiddle with this while I'm here, and also we'll be chatting with you guys. Let's see. Yes, manage rewards. There definitely shouldn't be a duplicate of that. But yeah, I was basically trying to fix the drop game, and did that instead. I accidentally pasted in the wrong thing, because stream weather exist. Alright, so leave time. Let's see. I think they're both the same thing. At least they should be. Make some leaves fall across the stream. Yes. Let's see. And then the other one should be the same thing. Which if so, yeah. I can just delete that then. So you could stop having that. Yes, I would like to delete it. And then that also means I'll probably have to... Okay, 5 minutes. Alright, that stayed. Alright. So that wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Ooh, coffee! I forewent the caffeine today for once. Normally I am with you on the coffee. How goes? And enjoy your lurk time. Just got here, so you have not missed much. My brain did not want to do much today, so I decided I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna spin on my Turkish here. I have some spinning going on here. And discuss things. Which, for a good chunk, it's probably gonna be a coffee shop and sleepy. I'm guessing you did not sleep well, or probably just like, I'm tired for whatever reason. That is annoying. There's a difference between when you know what you did and then you don't. When you know you didn't sleep well, it's like, fine, there, that makes sense. But when it's not that, it's just like, why are we tired? But yeah, just jumping over here, because again, do not have terribly much. Other than being poked at. About potentially charting, not enough, because I had done... this bracelet here, which, this is Dragon Scale weave, which I just finished yesterday, so basically I'm gonna double check that these are properly closed well enough to my standard. Even though I'm still a bit of a hobbyist, so not exactly, you know, professional at this, but I do enjoy it. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, basically like, hey, you made me charge too much. Not too much, not enough, rather. And it was like, you're probably great, but at the same time, it's hard to, you know, walk that tightrope of, hey, I'm charging enough to cover, you know, the stuffs, and potentially my time, maybe if I'm lucky, and, you know, not charging enough. Well, not charging enough or charging too much, because the whole, hey, we can get this at Walmart for cheap, and it's like, really? You can now, can ya? It's like, good, then you can go to Walmart then. which no one has personally told me that, but it's like, you know, that's the prevailing thought process. Thank you! That one's 9 and just about 1/4 of an inch long. A little bit longer than that because of the lobster class, but it's 9 1/4 inches long. It's dragon scale. 3rd or 4th time I've done that weave. I do enjoy it. It just takes a little while, which, the rings on the larger rings in this are steel, which I pretty much used almost all of them. I was worried I was going to end up with ring chicken. I did not somehow, but thankfully. I had to take apart a thing or two that had rings in there because I'd made some test pine cones, which, not these, but there are ones I made in with these size rings, and basically just to see how it looked. I've been meaning to try that weave for a while. And basically I was like, oh, I might need to procure some of those, and I was correct. Luckily I had 2. And I didn't really need to take the second one, so that worked out. But yeah, this is arguably, because of the steel, a little bit on the heftier side. But I'm pretty much almost out of that. But luckily I bought some anodized aluminum, which is what these colored rings are. In the same size, so I can probably make ones that are lighter. Plus, you know, the steel probably has a tiny bit of nickel in there, so I kind of have to make note of that because, you know, nickel allergies. But yeah, these little guys are progress keepers. I need to make like 2 or 3 more of these because I have like 2 or 3 more colors. Which these are gonna probably be a what's its face? First come, first serve type of deal, just because I don't have a ton of, say, the color rings as much as I would do for the regular size, which my regular size when it comes to rings are like 18, and these are like 22, so it's like the size difference is like stupid. These are like just over half an inch. So they're very tiny. But yeah, they might, more than likely will end up being a thing on Etsy. Which I should poke Liz and see how she feels about these. But I do want to make the pink and the black one before I do that. Anyhows. Also, what was I thinking? I also had another thought, given I don't really use my Ko-fi as much, but I'm fiddling around with that a little bit. I have a tier on there for like stuff if I get to doing it. Like extra content that I don't show here. So that sort of stuff is on there, and I was thinking maybe using the commission thing so I don't have to, say, have the Google form. Because, you know, I figured that would make things a little bit more convenient to not have the Google form around. But yeah, I'm basically just pondering things at this point. Been a bit of revamp on the Etsy shop, too, because I'm, like, making things and seeing how they go. So yeah, it's a whole thing. Oh, so I realized I've been mildly rambling, and that didn't take long. We're not even 20 minutes in, and I just went on probably a couple of tangents. Because that's how I be. Oop, don't do that. There it is. Yeah. For anybody wondering, this is a Turkish spindle. This is a 3D printed one. You can get wooden ones, so in case you're worried about, you know, the lack of durability of of a plastic one. There are wooden options. This just happens to be a wee bit more in the price frame I personally cannot afford. Plus I've got this like, I'd say a couple of years ago, maybe 2, if not 3, closer to 3. And this is like probably one of the less expensive ways if you want to get into the spinning that you can do so. Like, if you don't want to jump into a wheel, not that I'm discouraging anybody from doing so, but given, you know, wheels, especially your standard wheels, are typically, I'd say, about 300 or more. There are electric wheels, which I have too, currently. There are less in price, but, you know. Definitely, if you don't want to jump to a wheel first, you can always try. Try a spindle. Spindle with some floof, which you definitely don't want merino as your first pick of floof just because it is not the easiest. The short staple length, basically like how long you can pull until like the floof separates, compared to other types of floof, so something you kind of want to keep in mind. Also, if I am not in frame, feel free to tell me. I know I sometimes do that if I'm not looking at things, so it is a thing. But yeah, this is basically a casual spin. I have stuff on the wheel I want to apply in the sock yarn, which I was gonna spin that at first and then I decided, nah, I could just do this. Don't have to worry about plugging anything in. Which is personally usually better of the two options, although spinning on a spindle at times also leads to shoulders not being pleased, so it's a little bit of a catch-22. Come on, there we go. I more than likely will not spin through this bit before we go to at least first break, so hopefully it should be fine. Which, yeah, I'm spinning this about as thin I normally would for, like, say, sock weight yarn, given this can also be sock yarn, because it has 80% merino and 20% black tencel, which tencel is a, I would say, not an offshoot, but like a type of rayon based on what I've seen. So basically the stretchy stuff in order to keep the elasticity and durability of socks. I don't usually have like 2 spins going on at once. But this is more of just in case I don't feel like getting the wheel and doing the thing. This is the next best option. Let's see. And that was about to start breaking a little bit, which I very much did not need or want, because that would have been annoying. Even though I could put it back together. Very much did not want that to break. That would have sucked. I am curious how this is gonna ply. Probably gonna end up chain plying this like I normally do. That's like almost my standard when it comes to plying yarn. Although you can also ply as you go. I never really got into that. That's just me. Oh, this is the first time in a while it's been like sunny enough to get started. Okay! Thank you for hosting. How goes? Lurking while lurking. No problem. Thank you for the lurk. I am just here going on about stuff and things while you spin this floof here. But hope your Tuesday's going well. Happy Chinese New Year and happy Black History Month. Which, speaking of Black History Month, I had an idea. I'm not sure if I'll get myself together to go through with it. But I kind of want to maybe do a YouTube video on someone for Black History Month. Which, this stemmed from a discussion that happened a month or so ago. Yeah, definitely at least... No, over a month now, because it's February now, which... How is it February already? What's happening? I barely remembered to change the tip bars because I have it. Yeah, but so I basically redo them every month. Alright, spins. Oop. Yeah, it's supposed to start breaking there if I don't hold on. Come on. Just need a bit of twist here. I kind of like balancing it on my thumb, but this is also a good way to do it. But this way means I'm like holding my arm out a bit more, which, you know, strains the arm, and it's not fun. So I try not to do it as often, because I don't want to make my arm too angry. Oop, shit. Alright, let's... Although, yeah, I can arguably draft that a wee bit here. Come on. And... Oh, also, given today is February 1st, that also means you could start signing up for Sock Madness if that's your jam. Which I've honestly been hemming and hawing if I should actually sign up for that. Which I think I really might try and see if I can take it casually this year. And like, you know, do the qualifier and then, you know, at least get through the first round, possibly. Depending on how things go, and then just tap out after that. Because given I got like... I was so done like halfway through. I think it's better to just take it a more casual approach to it, which, nothing against it, it's fun, but honestly, after a while, it feels kind of draining. I mean, yes, I get pretty socks out of it, but yeah. Very much draining and kind of tense, but I think that part's only as seriously as you take it to be. Oop. So, it'd be what it be. Draft a little bit. Alright, a little bit, Wait, is this there then? Do I have my thing there? I can't tell. Oh, I do. I'm looking for this thing. Spinning gauge, which might actually be thinner than 40. It's just about, if not slightly less than 40. Which is not usually where I end up. Typically I end up at 40. When it comes to the spins. With the wraps per inch tool. There we go. That's what I was thinking of. Which also you can detect the theme here. Just a bit of a theme. Gross. I wonder if... Nah. I wonder if I should turn down the gain, but I'll just leave it alone. It does make my hand look very, very light. But it's fine. Not terrible. Not like I'm completely washed out or anything. So... Draft. Also, let me double check the stream weather to make sure that's functioning as it should, because I accidentally closed it. Okay. Alright, we're good. Yay! Which, speaking of the channel points, I did add in a thing if you guys just want to get rid of some of your points. If you have like too many you don't know what to do with, you can just yeet them using the frog command. That would get rid of 200? 2,500? Yeah, 2,500 points at a time. Which, depending on how people feel about it, I will change it, like, to go higher or lower. I just figured that'd be a good capping point for that. Come on. Ah! No, 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 no. Not enough twist in there. It's starting to separate. Like it's... Yeah, it's just gonna break. Alright, cool. Alright, so... Let's do this and get this to stick back together. Pinch about where it should be and hopefully it will stick. Which I'm currently just like holding my fingers. So basically the bits of fiber will grab onto each other. Which depending on how much twist is in there, sometimes you'll have to like redraft about the area where you broke, like both ends, and make sure that it'll stick back together. Which usually works out. So this mine's looking a bit messy, but it's fine. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. But yeah, my general thoughts is I definitely want to expand and like add potential ways of supporting via Ko-fi. Like possibly having more memberships, because I do have a membership which I'm going to change the name of, because it's currently at Donuts, which that's what the channel points were also named, and then I was like, I probably can change that to something else, which is why it got changed to Socks now. Which I could have a sock tier, like that would be like the top tier of stuffs and things, but I would definitely have to figure out, you know, what would be on said tiers before I just go throwing out stuff and things to go on there. I just want to take my time and figure that out. Ooh, nope, nope, nope. Why? Why are we like this? I need to stop, because I pulled the end that was coming from the fiber. Pulled that off. That's fun. Again, fixable, but still an annoyance. Caledon, hello! How goes? How have you been? Happy Lunar New Year and Black History Month. I'm still befuddled it's February already. Don't understand how that's happened, but here we are. Whole entire month has gone by. But yeah, I'm just in the middle of discussing my thoughts and ideas on Ko-fi things and stuff, because I honestly thought about having that be my tip link rather than PayPal, but because I know people have made the switch given the whole what's its face after the whole Streamlabs thing. Having breakfast. Coffee and peanut butter toast and mayonnaise. Ooh. Everybody's having coffee now. I'm just like the one who skipped out on the caffeinated stuff today. Don't know why. I've just been like, probably not a good idea to have the coffees. Oh, so that reminds me, we're out of bananas. We should get more of those. Been terrible about eating fruit. Doesn't help the whole my body's like, hey, you might want to stop with things with citric acid in there for a bit. Which does not help. Alright, is that gonna be... yeah, it's gonna be too short, so... that's wide. Also, I forgot that was my middle finger. I try not to do that with my middle finger when I'm trying to do the half-hitch note, because it looks like I'm flipping people off. And I'm trying to not do that. Although I suspect most people wouldn't think I'm flipping them off. Also, I'm guessing this has just gotten up late. Giving her just an hour behind me, maybe 2. I forgot which one again. Da-da-da. Let's see. After one review. Alright, then let's just want to make sure that was going a little bit before I get started. Oh, just a note, the shop likely sometime this month. Whoops, no. Why are we like? That's kind of why I'm sitting here. Yeah, I thought so, but I swear, you know, down there parts of there were like 2 hours behind, but I could be mistaken on my geography. I was like, wait a minute, you're an hour behind me. Mm-hmm. But yeah, pondering Ko-fi things and how to go about that, because I really do, given that there's a commission section, I might go about adding things to that, like say 1 for chainmail, 1 for, say, socks, and things such as that, and hats. So the Ko-fi has more ability to be utilized. And possibly expanding membership tiers, because I realize I am not the best at advertising myself at times. So, yeah, trying to be better at that. Also, and I broke the yarn again. Probably too much twist. Whoops. Why? Can we just stop doing that? That'd be great. Like, that'd be really great. Let's see. Let's hope this works. Yeah, that's definitely probably too much twist, which I do not mind it having too much twist, because you tend to lose a little bit of twist when you're flying, because you're going in the opposite direction of where you did the singles. So it's usually a good thing to have a little bit too much twist. Okay, fine. I'll just tie together. That is the option I least like using. I don't think it's gonna stick back together unless I try again. And then if it doesn't work, then we can do the thing. Alright. Come on. Yeah, it's like right there. You might have to just go about like not So I have to make sure I cut when I'm in the applying stage, but it's fine. I mean, the only thing really that I personally know is that, you know, the bananas right there. That I would really need. I figured, but yeah. So, nope, not sure what else. And I'm gonna have myself some water. Really? Are you really like that? That's better. Also, they seem like they need to be cleaned. Given stream's like the only place I wear them regularly, I sometimes forget that I should, you know, actually clean them. Because that kind of is important. Okay, that's better. Endure your lurk. What was I rambling on about? What was it? Adding commission stuff for the Ko-fi page, expanding membership stuff. And even on media, had some more stuff on the air for like physical stuff for the shop, but at the same time, figuring out state taxes is very much the big issue with that. Having to do all that for tax-related stuff, which for anybody who does stream and, you know, has gotten payouts in last year, the Twitch tax form is available. They nudged me about it this morning, so if you're waiting on that, definitely make sure to check on that. I was getting nudges from the tax preparer website since like the beginning of last month, but then I was like, I kind of don't have that. Which now I do, so I'm thinking I'm probably gonna soon have to start suffering and doing that bit of stuff, because, you know, that's fun. And do some twists. Doing a little bit at a time to make sure this doesn't break. So I'm doing this a bit thin, which is pretty normal for me, but definitely this is breaking a little bit. Like, given I don't tend to sit like this when I spin on Spindle. Probably is likely what's causing that to be a thing. Little bit of draft here. Ooh. It's kind of nice not to worry about it being too dark. There's a good chunk of the time I'm usually like, it's dark over here, especially in winter. But I think it's more of the fact that the light's reflecting off the snow still left outside That's likely helping the cause here. Even though we did dig out, so that part's taken care of. Okay, how about we don't do that? There it is. Oh, I forgot to open GiftBot, didn't I? For like the 15th time. I swear, I know how to do this thing. I think I would. Which, speaking of, I think May is like my 5th streaming anniversary. Which is kind of bonkers. And I'm like, really? 5th already? How the hell that happened? Because yeah, the last year was the 4th stream and affiliate anniversary, so this year should be the 5th for both, which is like, I'm like, you sure affiliation has not been a thing that long? You sure? But yeah, it was like, what, 2017 or so? No, that can't be right. I have to check my mail and make sure I know when the hell that was. I swear I have a screenshot from when that happened, so I should know. But yeah, at least definitely my 5th streaming anniversary. So definitely going to figure out things for that. In the midst of everything I want to get done. Which, it's like it never stopped, which is arguably both good and bad, but, you know. A, being constantly busy, I guess, I suppose. Which, now that I've thought about that with affiliates, I'm gonna go stare at that and see when that was, because I swear it was not 5 years ago. Green Bang! Hello. How are you? Let's see. I was just mentioning a thing because I was wondering, like, affiliate. I don't think it's my 5th affiliate anniversary yet, but I just want to double check because I swore I took a screenshot of the email in question. So I should have the date of that. Yay! Happy Lunar New Year. Happy Black History Month. If either of those apply to you. Alright, screenshots? Where are they? Yeah, those are new ones. Come on. Yeah, I did that a while ago. Where the hell is that? I swear. Oh, that's when the slot thing became a thing. That was 2019. So, that doesn't answer my question. Okay, I swear it was that. I'll probably have to check somewhere else. It's fine. But yeah, basically here pondering things as I spin on my spindle here. But yeah, this is my, well, arguably all my spinning is casual. I usually don't spin on a deadline, typically, unless we're talking toward a fleece, but that's not till July. So, yeah. Arguably all my spinning is casual spinning. But yeah, definitely on my spindle, it's certainly more casual just because definitely I'm not fast on the spindle spinning, which I usually don't need to be or want to be. Alright, draft a little bit more. I have no clue if I'd be able to fit up the entire braid of floof on here, which the entire braid is 4.1 ounces, so it's very heavy for this. Nonogram Picross puzzles. I have no idea what that is, but I am gonna consult Google. Also, anybody lurking who's not familiar with the stream, that is a blurb about my schedule, which is currently on the paint by numbers Picross. Ah, logic puzzles. Okay. That is interesting. Galaxies. Oh wow, there's a lot. Pipes. Oh, I didn't realize it counted as one. Okay. Merino. But yeah, that is just a blurb about my typical schedule, which is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, currently from 1 to 4 p.m. Which, from anybody who was here last year, that is just a minor alteration. So Wednesdays and Fridays have been taken out, and Thursdays have taken their respective place. Ah. Alrighty, and well, actually, it's still bright enough here. It's fine. It's probably gonna be till later on the stream. I'll really have to worry about lighting at this point, because over here it gets dark. So it's like when it gets even remotely not sunny outside, it basically gets pretty dark over in this area based on where I am located between the windows back there. Which, if I had a window like right here where the bookcase was, this would not be a problem, but you know, alas. Oop. Also, for anybody who hasn't seen, which I had this on the Instagram, I was gonna work on this on stream, but I finished this yesterday, so made this chainmail bracelet. Basically, I'm making a keychain to go with it, not one of the pine cones. Although arguably a pine cone would be a huge idea instead of doing the what's its face though. Decahedron, because that one's being a butt, so actually, now that I think about it, it's actually a smart idea. So I can take that apart after stream. It's just the decahedron is smaller than the pine cone. What? What is it? Yes? Okay. Alright, and then link this through. Also, the music's making it feel like something important's about to happen, and it's not. But I do enjoy Professor Layton soundtracks. I don't mind it. Which, if anybody wants to hear what soundtrack is playing, you can do exclamation point. Is that exclamation point music or exclamation point song? I think it's exclamation point song. It's been a while. Because we can't tell the specific song. So I'd basically just have the thing with the whole soundtrack going. Yep. It is song. Alright, wee. But yeah, given I play it through the bot, it gets weird sometimes. Like, certain songs end up getting taken out of there. And it's odd. Like, they won't play, like, they get skipped over. Because the video is like, yeah, this no longer is, you know... What's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's no longer available or allowed to be played or something. One or the other. Alright, this is thin, but it's fine. So, yeah, I used to do like every single solitary song individually, but yeah, I just have the OSTs, although I think I might see about trying to get the soundtracks with the individual songs and seeing how it goes. Hopefully it doesn't give me a problem this time around. Because games usually don't give me a problem. Which... I'm not doing it to get around the copyright, I actually legitimately do enjoy these playlists. Come on. And there we go. A little bit more. Alright, I think we're good. Almost there. And almost about break time as well, so... Actually, yeah, it's about break time, so... Let me do this bit and then... get up and stretch and so forth. And if you guys want to grab your own respective coffee, tea, get up and stretch, if you've been hanging out here, or go do things, and you want an opportunity to not miss the stream, totally use this as your opportunity to do so. I will be back in my usual about 10 minutes. Unless I have to like go quickly do something and it'll end up being minutely longer, but more than likely it's probably going to be the usual 10 minutes. So feel free to pick up the channel points if you'd like, and or the drop or the let's get back over here. I was about to go to the crafting screen. I'm like, no, we're spinning today. Don't do that. Also, before we get back to this, I was just looking at my email and saw... what's its face? And saw Nitpick / Weaker Shares apparently gonna have a sale, which they have sales a lot. This is not anything new, but this looks like a Valentine's Day sale. It's since it's going from the 3rd to the 10th, and it's off pink, white, and red yarn. Let's see. I just saw it. I was checking the mail just to see if I had anythings. Yeah. Sales run to the 3rd of the 10th, save 40% and more than 300 red, pink, and white yarn. So if you happen to need any red, pink, or white yarn, definitely a good time for that. Which, ironically, given the yarn that I want for my sweater is red, if it was there, I would buy it right now. Unfortunately, that yarn is not around till March, last I checked. I'm half tempted to just buy gray and just finish the sweater that way. Because I have a flax sweater going on, hand-knit sweater that I've had hanging around for a while in hibernation just because I didn't have yarn for it, which took a bit of, what is it, red in the worsted weight Brava, which their worsted weight is thinner than actual worsted weight, so it's more like a DK. I've been using that, which I only had 2 at the time because I wasn't planning to make a sweater at the time. But I was just like, I'm gonna start with this, maybe eventually get yarn. But I usually keep forgetting to buy the yarn. But I know there's someone I can ask. But I'm just like, maybe I could just, do it myself, but who knows. Which I've had ideas of, like, maybe, given I added the bit of gray, maybe just going down and, like, doing, like, a bit of a color change and, like, going to, say, let's see, deeper red and then maybe brown. Like, do have, like, a mild stripey effect. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Given sweater is not high up on my list at the moment. But it's been sitting there for a while. I think I started this in like 2020 and had to like put it down for a while. Because it's not a complex pattern. I'm split at the sleeves for the moment. Or about to split the sleeves. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, that should be it. And what's that alert? I think that is something not pressing. Okay. Okay, that's what I thought. Alright, so let me get back to the spins, and what the heck was I just talking about before I get interrupted once again? It is now gone from my brain. Cool. Great. I was weirdly at a loss of what to do today, because my brain was just like, I don't feel like thinking of things right now. Because this is like around 11. Typically by like 12 I like to have an idea of what's going on. But then I was like, you know what, I could just spin on my little spindle here. Because one of those things I don't have to think terribly hard about. Which is very much helpful. Oh, so it's gotten a little less bright in here. But luckily still bright enough you guys can see, so we're good for the moment. It's a good thing I didn't turn the gain down earlier. Because I'd probably have to turn it back up now. Come on, there it is. But yeah, I really just needed something that was like the least critically thinking thing I could think of. This very much helps I have this going on. Plus I didn't get to spin yesterday anyway, because I was in part working on this here. Latest dragon scale bracelet, which this is a little over 9.25, which my brain is like still hemming and hawing over the length. So I'm just like, it should be fine. Likely is gonna be fine. Which in any case, I'll just be like, hey, if you need me to alter the length, totally feel free to poke me about it. Because when it comes to things like bracelets, you kind of need like a little bit of wiggle room in there. Unless you're like someone who prefers to have these sorts of things like really tight on your wrist or arm in question. So it's like you kind of need like a little bit of wiggle room. Which, arguably the class does give it a tiny bit of wiggle room, but that's why usually you kind of want to go over like a tiny bit of what projected length on the wrist is, or else it's just going to be highly uncomfortable. But yeah, for anybody who's not been here today, I've been basically sitting here doing spins and honestly kind of discussing possible things I can do with my Ko-fi, which I'm in the middle of changing what the current membership thing is. Well, what it's called, specifically. Which I was fiddling around with that this morning, and also doing the, changing the, not the tier, what it's called. Why am I blanking so hard today? Jeez. I think it's tier, but I could easily be wrong. Category is probably not the right word either. Let me stare at it, although I might not be able to see it because I'm live. Rolls, there we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Rolls, basically. I've changed the roll to suit it better. So I had donuts, and I did like the donuts, but I'm just like, it doesn't fit with what the stream is, so that's gonna definitely be changed to what I had the roll currently to be, which is stitches, which that one's gonna be, will remain the same price of the usual $5. Because I kind of want to give people an opportunity to do a sub. Well, something akin to a sub if they don't want to sub to Twitch. Which I'm also thinking of having them be able to see the wallpaper channel, because it'd be equivalent to a sub, so that's probably what I'm going to do with that. I do have a hidden wallpaper channel. Thank you for the host. I appreciate you. It is quite host. Extravaganza going on here today. I appreciate you. But yeah, roles and stuff, membership stuff. And at the same time, even though I have all these ideas, I don't want to go about doing them like all at once and just being like doing too many things, you know? Like space it out a little bit in order to like not overwhelm. And see about creating more opportunities to potentially nudge people over to the Ko-fi if they like. So like if people prefer doing stuff via that, that would be an option. Which I also connected the bot here, which I was testing to make sure it could actually talk in chat. So that's a thing. I think I had already connected it, but I hadn't tested to see if it was alright. Which it seems to be working because it didn't get insta hammered the moment it started talking, so it should be cool. Alright, drafting a little bit here. I'm gonna keep this somewhat as even as I can get it, but no pressure if it's not perfect. But yeah, in addition to all this stuff, sock commission currently going on, although I've barely touched that and I should probably get on that. But it's just that one's a bit of work just because it is very chart intensive. It's one of those you kind of have to pay attention, so I'm likely not going to do much, if any of it, on streams. Why not croissants? Huh. That is also a nice idea. But given the name, my only thing is like maybe... it would feel like kind of out of sync with everything else. That's why I went with stitchings, because knitting, but that is also an idea. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Also, croissants make me hungry. When is the last time I've had one of those? It's definitely been a while. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, also, drafty. But yeah, nothing is set in stone on this. These are just... At least some of these are not set in stone. These are kind of just my thoughts at the moment, which I should probably write down somewhere before I forget. Because that's probably very helpful. Yeah, that's also probably the thing of me doing so many things. It's just like, you know, given how much... how wide my focus can be sometimes, it's just like a lot of things could apply. But also I need to figure out what exactly would I offer for the rest of the membership tiers. That is the question. I'm probably gonna keep it like small, like 2 or 3 at the moment. And see how it goes. Alright, let's put that over here so it doesn't go out the way. Also, unrelated to all this, My dad has once again gotten me into a thing where it's like he had me get some stuff from, you know, a place that sends from China. It's like, oh hey, they've been in the country since like November of last year and still hasn't shown up, so I don't know what the heck happened to it, if it really was there or not. So I was like, can I get a refund? So I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that. But like, this is the second time where I've had to do something like that. And it's mildly irritating. Although, at least this time I didn't have to be like, hey, credit card company. Well, not credit card company. Hey, bank that I frequent. Can you now do this and that? Which, it involves me having to do a whole thing and send proof in order to get, you know, purchases refunded when it comes to dealing with my debit cards, so it's very much one of those things I hate having to do. Once was enough. No thanks. So yeah, very much something that annoys me when I have to do it. Alright. Alright, so we still have a bit of floof left on this. Uh-oh. Don't do that. I pulled a little too hard and almost there. That's too bad. Yeah, I don't have to. They said they were going to refund me, so hopefully I won't have to do that, but the refund process is like jumping through hoops and I hate it when I have to deal with it. Also, hi. How goes? How goes your Tuesday post-stream? Given I just saw you. Yay, quiet! Quiet is nice. I very much will take quiet. Ugh, my eye itches. Why are we like this? Like, I've been doing like the least brain intensive thing and like pondering all the things and stuff. Which, in part, because I was telling my boyfriend, I'm like, hey, I made this thing, which this be the thing. And he was like, how much do you charge, dear? So it's like X price, and I was like, why are you underselling? Although, arguably, I tend to sell these like based on what I see off of Etsy, which typically it's like 50, 60 range. So I usually try to keep it within that competitive price frame. The person I made that for is a mutual person we both know, and he was like, hey. After he told her, I was like, hey. I didn't know it took you so long, because one of these takes a while, and this is like the longest one I've done. This is 9 1/4 inches. Like, this is the longest one of these I've made. I've not made too many of these, but I've made, you know, a few of them. And, you know, chainmail is one of those things where it's like, it's not, you know, I'm not world knowledge upon. Words. Give me a second. I can organize that sentence much better. I'm not as experienced with it. There we go. That's a lot less word salad. Cool. But yeah, it's like, you're basically preaching to the choir. Because it's just like, given the whole, hey, we can get this cheaper at X, Y, and Z, it's very, very difficult to price in a price range where it's like, hey, this is probably a reasonable price that pays me for my time. Cause like, Savvy, hello, how goes? Thank you for linking me to that. Well, adding me to that group thing in Instagram, because I was just like, what's happening? But I saw the messages and I was just like, what's happening? What's going on? But how goes? How goes your Tuesday? Hope as well. Happy Black History Month, as you know, and happy Lunar New Year. It's the year of the tiger, right? So that is a thing. Even though, you know, I'm getting back into learning Chinese, obviously do not celebrate the occasion. But I vaguely remember, like, a couple of traditions. There's, like, red envelopes and stuff that the kids get with, like, say, if not money, like, the chocolate coins and stuff. And it's like the red envelopes are for, like, luck or something like that. It's been a while, so I do not remember details. You snow? Nope. Snow's been shoveled. There's still snow on the ground, yes, but snow has been shoveled. My dad took care of that. It's kind of his thing. He likes doing that himself. And luckily it was not the heavy wet stuff, so it was not terrible. But yeah, that was a lot more snow than I was expecting, given the last storm was a bit overhyped to a degree. I was not expecting it to actually get to the around a foot. He shoveled. It was around a foot. It could have been less, but I couldn't tell because the wind was blowing it. So it's like a little bit higher in certain areas, so it's hard to tell. But yeah, Dad shoveled the things. He does that. And trust me, if anyone else offered help, he'd be like, no, I can do it myself. Again, he is like that. Yeah, Canada winter, no thanks. Like, a foot of snow is like nothing. Like, a foot of snow is like just the casual for Canadian winter from what I've heard. It's like, no, nope. I'll take this just fine, thank you. Plus it gets colder. And I am not fond of the cold, so yeah. Oh, so kind of ironic me saying that given where I live, but you know. Here cold versus up there cold. Nope. I'll take this. Not enough hand knits to do that. Also, my throat was dry. Let me finish this a little bit here and just let me drink some water again. Likely because I've been talking a mile a minute, so that would do it. Also, okay. Have countdown timer. 2 to 4 no. Yikes. I don't know how you guys do it. Like, ugh. But yeah, this is a time of year for us here. It's like, if we're gonna get like the higher snow totals, like the really significant snow, this is the time of year it's going to occur. So, honestly, not exactly a shocking turn of events that we actually got, you know, around-ish that. Since now that we're talking that, I can actually Google that. And say hi to my very large water bottle. Because I skipped out on the coffee today. That's better. Alright, let's see. I'm not gonna say where I am. Where are you? Fair. That is your normal, so that would make sense. Oh, and I also still have Google up for when I googled the nonograms. Okay, so I can just do that from here instead. Awesome. Let's see. Let's see. Added a 7-day forecast. National Weather Service. That might help. Your local forecast. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, 3-day history. Oh, let's see. Clouds, blah, blah. Does it tell me snow total right now? Light snow, blowing, and snow breeze. Okay, I was from 29th. Huh. Okay, it doesn't tell me from there. Probably check that at a different time. I'm just curious. Doesn't seem to readily tell me unless I'm looking in the wrong place, but it is not a pressing thing to get done. Alright. There we go. Also, it's mildly dark over here, so time to turn on the light thing. So, let's see. Can I perch it up there? And have that do the thing? Or am I gonna have to have it down here? Careful not to knock over other stuff. That's better. And tilt that down so it's not blinding me. Cool. Whee! That's better. I figured having it higher up on my dresser would make it less glaring on the camera, so that works. I love how we got from possible undercharging to annoying credit card stuff to snow. I always love when conversations take random turns like that. It just bounces around from one thing to another. It is amusing. Also interesting to see how things go in a conversation. Alright, a little bit more twist in here. Oh, fair. It also makes it interesting because if you don't have, context for how a conversation jumps from topic to topic, it's absolutely maddening and befuddling at the same time. Do. There we go. And... this is like a very sloppily wound section, but it's fine. Random thought, but I never did watch anything this weekend. I meant to watch either Raya and The Last Dragon and or Ocean's 8 this weekend. I did not get to do that. Not like I didn't feel like it, it's just more of this, I just didn't get around to it. Because usually if I'm gonna watch a movie, it's typically on the weekend is when I'm most inclined to watch a movie. 'Cause I usually have to be in the mood to watch a movie in order to do that. It's weird. Come on. That should be about it. Don't want to do too much twist because I already did that and broke the yarn earlier. So that was fun. Oops. Come on. Around. Alright. Also, I was just mentioning earlier, although I know pretty much almost all of you guys don't do socks, but I was just saying, Sock Madness should be open to start entering for that, given it's February, so that means it is time that starts working, but you have the entire month of February, so it's fine. But yeah, I cannot believe it's February already and we're getting through all this. Like, why is January over? Let me close this door. On the phone. Which, I don't think it's the sound's gonna pick her up terribly much, but yeah, I'd rather avoid it altogether if possible. Let's draw this area. Also, I've been freezing lately. Again, unrelated things. But yeah, I don't know if it's just me or what. In here is the warmest room in the house, but it's just like, half the time I'm just straight freezing. And I know it's not my iron, so I don't know what the deal is. Like, I'm pretty sure even with everything covered near the window, it's still, you know, there's gonna be cold air seeping through, but yeah. Like, literally, if half the time you touch my hands are just absolutely ice cold. Which, I'm somewhat suspecting my circulation might be crap, but who knows. Plus, typically, like, things like your hands and stuff are usually colder, like, lack circulation when you're sit down a bit. And given, you know, I'm pretty much sitting down and working on things. Yeah, no, that's pretty much my hands all the time. Like, literally, right now, hands are freezing. Everywhere else, a part of me pretty much fine, but it's like, touch my hands and it's like I've stuck it in an ice box. the entire night. Liz! How goes? Oh, speaking of Liz, I have like 2 more colors left of these, but you can definitely poke me about these whenever you get the chance. But yeah, how goes? Yee! I'm basically blabbing about things. Particularly Ko-fi stuff and things. Because I'm thinking about expanding things and stuff. I don't think I've utilized it to the best of my ability. No. I love you, Girl November. My brain is just like, how goes your afternoon? And it's like, I know Liz is like 3 hours behind me, so it's not even lunch yet. So, yeah. Time zones. Time zones are cool. Oh no. But I'm guessing this means that the job stuff is moving forward. 'Cause I know you pretty much have it already, it's just more of the having to get the paperwork aspects of it all good and set. Paperwork is stupid. Secure, yeah. The fun stuff. But I'm glad you have the job stuff pretty much all settled, minus that aspect of it. Very much a yay. Okay. This is the worst raptor round section, but it's fine. We'll live. My winding is kind of crap, and it's like, but it doesn't matter, because it's not like it's gonna be this is the end product or anything. Alright. A little more. Oh, I think I need to draft a little bit in here. I was gonna spin on the wheel today, but I didn't feel like having to deal with that, even though it's honestly not that much in the way of stuff. It's just the thing in the battery pack. So, really not that hectic, but I was just like, you know what? Turkish Spindle it is. My brain was just like, nope, for complexity today. Alright, there we go. And next section. So what are your plans for today? Anything interesting you got going on, or is today just a chill stuff and see if you can get some progress in? Oh, so anybody get I know Girl November's still doing Duolingo. I got back into it just like 2 weeks ago, so that's happening. Like, I'm slowly getting the hang of it. It's been a while. So I might look up in my Chinese paperback textbook and see how you write symbols, because there's a certain order to writing characters and stuff, which I hated doing that, but definitely something if I'm gonna learn language. Definitely a good idea. Or rather, relearn. Ooh, did a couple colors. Want to do a couple more today. Yay! Funding! Ah. Practicing the star. Nice. I've honestly thought about dying a little bit, and then I'm just like, no, you don't need more stuff. Don't do it. Like, you have enough crafts. Stop that. Also, how are we looking on time? Oh, wow. We're already almost up to second break. That happened quickly. I don't know about Girl November, but yeah, definitely still cold over here. Which, I can actually check the weather. That's probably a good idea. Come on. There it is. I love being able to double tap the screen like that and it comes on. Come on. Alright, let's see. See, that's still going on. What is our weather? I know it definitely should be warming up, though. Like, I know it's gonna be maybe 50s soon. Daily. Please get off of there so I can see. Okay, it's gonna warm up to like 45. Go back down. And looks like possible snow again on Monday. Help. Friday. Afternoon with periods of snow, sleet, and freezing rain. Why? What is this garbage? Can we stop? Can we stop with the gross weather? That'd be great. Alright, that's good enough. Okay, why are you... You look like you need to draft a little bit here. Okay. And it's a wee bit better. I guess Girl November's wandered off to do something. Never mind. Okay. You're fine. I was just like, girl, the Ember must have wandered off to do something for a second. You were fine. But the front step's still ice slick. Ah! What'd you get? Anything fun, or is it stuff you need? Although either way is fun. But out of fair. Yay, a hoodie! Oh, that reminds me, I need to get like a purse or something. I keep meaning to do that. I'm not fond of purses, but it's just like, you know, general down south trip, getting a large enough bag to hold a good chunk of my stuff in is typically a good idea. So I should probably stare at Amazon for that. Sweatpants! Sweatpants are always nice too. They're comfy. Yeah. Yes. You can tell I'm overjoyed. Don't know when. It's obviously, we have to make sure the weather isn't crap. So, not gonna be immediately, so. I'm guessing sometime this month we will see. I don't know what the hell's happening. Not that they fucking tell me anything. But yeah, that's been the plan for a bit, but, you know, weather. Plus, it's not like the last time where it's like, things really needed to get fixed, so it's not, this needs to get done and done right now sort of deal, so, yeah. Nothing pressing. The only positive thing is the fact that it won't be cold. Too bad. I would love to. But given the whole, hey, certain people think I'd be incapable of staying by myself, but, you know, we won't get onto that. Alright, and... Thanks. I try not to bring the stream down with such things, so I'm just like, let me not get too far in that direction. Probably not the best thing. Anyhow, let's see. Yeah, we're just about break time as it is anyway, so I'm just gonna get up and walk around. Hopefully that will make my hands feel less like I've stuck them in the snowdrift. I'll be back in about the usual 10 minutes. Feel free to play with the channel points. There's some weather options you can play around with, and or the drop computer stuff is not my wheelhouse. There we go. And I realized I wasn't there. I was like, I'm going into a bit of conversation. I should probably change the screen. Maybe. I'm hoping I don't need to get another piece of fiber, which I still have wee bit, but depending on how quickly I go, and also I'm almost about to break this. Cool. It's with me. This is like the third time. This thing is not that heavy. Like, I've had my spindles very much chunkier. I think this is just me because I'm drafting so thin. I keep tugging on it. Oh well. There are worse things. Alright, no, I think this is gonna be too short. Actually, no. Should fit. You know, some of the yarn I'd recently got, and I'm thinking about doing those mermaid socks with it. Not immediately, because, you know, if I do Sock Madness stuff plus current commission socks means I'm not going to have time before Sock Madness to do that. So, yeah. It's fun. But yeah, I was thinking, which I'd already downloaded the pattern before it came up as a coupon from last year's Sock Madness. So that just means it's in the Ravelry library, even though I don't really use Ravelry that much for anything at this point. There's no real point. Which I should possibly make like a log of some kind for all my projects. Which it wouldn't be that hard. I could just make like a Google spreadsheet or something. Michaels, please go away. I've been disingenuous. Probably? The thing is, I'm thinking that this time around I probably won't be as competitive, so I won't need to buy yarn. But given the Squishmail, I probably should have enough yarn. Plus, if I do manage to get the silk merino done, which I'm on the last bobbin, I just need to finish spinning the rest of that and get that plied. So, hopefully? But yeah, I think I should have enough. Depends on what patterns get dropped and whatnot. I think at least one of them needs beads if the list is anything to go by. Okay, please stop spamming my inbox, Michaels. It's starting to get irritating. Like, you just dropped emails and then you start dropping more. Please stop that. But yeah, really should look at see if I can find a bag of some kind. Which arguably I could just buy myself a book bag anyway. Although my book bag currently that I use to stuff a good chunk of my stuff is still fine. Probably could just chuck that in the washing machine and... I put a little bit too much twist in there. Oops. Oh well. I'll just tie a knot. In this case, it's fine. I'll have to make sure to flip off the other part. Do 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 do. Yeah, bags are not a thing I have a ton of. Unless I need one, I don't have them. But I do like the opportunity of a new bag. But hopefully there's something I like in a price range I don't hate. We'll see. Plus, given the whole hey, being at home all the time thanks to the old plague, I haven't really thought about buying one either. But the one I typically carry around for said purpose is, like, definitely has gone to hell, and I didn't notice. So I was looking at it the other day, and then I saw, I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to toss this at some point. I mean, arguably, I do have that bag I had crocheted, but I do need a liner for it because everything's just gonna drop out of there. So I probably don't have enough time to do that, arguably. Oh well. I want a nice leather tote for when I need to carry. But those are, yeah. It'd be great to find something that was not, you know, ridiculous amounts of money. But usually those are pretty much the fake leather stuff, which nothing against that. But it's just actual leather is a bit more sturdy. Ah, okay. Okay, I missed that. I bought a lot of nylon travel bags, still have them. In 3 years. Fair. I'm not a purse person. I prefer to just have my stuff in my pockets and let's go. Like, if it fit in my pockets, we can just do that and I don't have to carry a bag around. Because it means one less thing I'm not responsible for. Which is why I used to love that, I think it was an H&M. Or backpack. Backpacks I don't mind. Unless it's like it gets too laden with stuff and then my back's just like, why? How could you? How could you do this to me? Totoro! I totally do not have a love of Miyazaki. Not at all. Why ever, do you ask? That was an adorable movie. Still need to watch Howl's Moving Castle. Heck, I need to actually see if I can maybe watch through Princess Mononoke, because I don't recall if I watched it through whenever that came on TV, like, I'd say around middle school or so, back when Toonami used to exist. It's been a while. But yeah, looking at bags is definitely a good idea. Like, the bag I have is a Kipling, and it has lasted a long time, like the backpack bag. But if I try to go buy one now, it's like $100, depending on where you check. But around that, and I'm just like, nope. Nope, we're not doing that, sorry. Try again. Never. Yay! That's definitely handy. It means you can be able to carry a whole bunch of stuff and don't have to usually worry about running out of space. Also, which is alright, and there it is. small enough that I won't overpack like a bear. Also overpack. So I understand. I very much also overpack. So that is a mood. But I'm always just like, but what if I need this, that, and a third? And then it's just like, at least a good third of the things I put in there I don't use. And it's just like, cool. So that was pointless. Okay, a little bit of twist because it's starting to... I don't... Same. But it's like, but what if this pen dies on me? And usually it does not, thankfully, but still, you know. It can happen, so it's not exactly out of the realm of possibility. Draft a little. Oh, so that reminds me I should kind of attempt to clean my room here a little bit. It's not a disaster zone by any means, but it certainly could use a wee bit of cleaning in places. Just given I spend pretty much all my time in here, I haven't really bothered. But it's probably a good idea. And an overnight quantity of crap. There. Although I don't do carry the pharmaceuticals and such. Unless where I'm going somewhere, it's like, I'm probably not going to be back in time for tomorrow, so I can take, you know, the stuff I need. Which is mercifully not a lot. Alright. Come on. Eyeball. Yeah. Well, at least you were prepared for everything and anything. Because it certainly never hurts to be too prepared. Makeup is one of those things I almost never put in my bag. Like, never. A real... It's like, come to think of it, I almost never put makeup in my bags. Plus, given the whole... Again, I have not really worn makeup since being out of college terribly much. Like, on the rarest occasions, yes, but... Yeah. Pretty much stopped doing that. Not that I was wearing a ton of it anywhere. Because foundation is something I don't like. That's just me. Is it still there? Is it a carry-on over summer? And do you need a headlamp or a paracord? Nope, don't pull too hard. It's about to break my arm again, and I don't need that. unpacking and not being able to, yeah. Although I'm actually good enough at the unpacking part whenever I get to it. Yeah, that's completely fair. Your work hours were, nah. It's not like you would get home soon enough. Oh no. Still? We're approaching 3 years, man. When you need a clothesline and it, yeah, because it's very sturdy. It's a Indeed. Back when people were less insane. Or rather, they didn't show they're crazy as much. I'm just like absolute sass right now. Ugh. Not a terrible thing, but I'm just like, yeah, just can't stop with the sass. And I lied about fair. Fair. I swear about the oh. Yeah, I really might just sit down and just look, see if I find any bags, which, given the whole, I just had to go get Prime for a month anyway. Because someone needed some stuff, so I was just like, whatever, I'll just chuck the $14. Oh, I was doing that. Wow, okay. How do you know you're not paying attention? Or you're doing the wrong thing of winding? Cool. Nope. And please don't do that. I have not been to a con, which no one is surprised, but yeah, not been to one. They seem like fun, but you know, the whole being around people is very sketchy at this point in time, so it's one of those, you have to wait till everything isn't hell in a handbasket, which I suspect that'll be a couple of years, so yeah. Oops, damn it. Come on. Let's get these to stay together. Alright. Well, good. Yay. I'm trying to go a little bit slow so I don't have to get another piece, because it's like it's slowly shrinking. As you know, Floof will do when you spin it. But yeah, I'm trying to take it slow enough. If I can manage to get to the end of today without having to get another piece, at least while I'm here. But I don't think I'll be successful. Although I think I have another piece back there, but I'll need to move makeshift desk to even grab it. Well, that's not the worst thing. There are tickets from 20. I completely get that. Also, was this the one where you were like, you were mentioning on stream today that they basically, they were asking you, why are you, you know, canceling this thing? I think this was like, they got kicked back to this year? Or something or other like that. That was the whole tap. Okay, brain. Yeah, again, my brain has just been like terrible today. Don't know why. swear I slept. Just won't show. We won't be the... Yeah, I would think not at this point. Or at least I certainly hope that you're not the only ones who don't show. Because it feels too soon for those sorts of things to even be happening. Hell, arguably, we obviously should have had more than one lockdown. I'll be real honest with ya. But you know, they're like, but what about the economy? It's like, guys, I'm pretty sure the economy will be fine. Like, things will still happen. Yes, I know certain things will be slightly in the toilet for a bit, but it's like, pretty sure you'll figure out ways around it. Ah, fuck. And broke. No. Why? I'm doing shells, that's enough. That is fair. Literally do not leave unless I really need to go outside. Which I do need a couple of things, so I might have to suck it up and do that. If not, tomorrow, maybe Friday. Although Friday's the disgusting weather, so I have to see about that tomorrow. It's just, given the whole it's been cold, I've been very reluctant to be outside anyway, because this is a time of year I tend to not want to be outside because I have to go wrap up in layers to get out there. It's very not something I like to have to deal with. And hold on, I think I gotta go check on something, so I will be right back. Nothing serious, but I just need to check on a thing. There you go. Shopping and stuff for both. Yeah. Like, basically all the basics are fine. It's just all the extraneous stuff that they hope to make money off of are not as profitable as they like, and therefore they are boo-hooing about it. Wrong place. There we go. Ta-da! Alright. My brain is now trying to recall the last time I've been in a grocery store. Probably the one nearby here. Like a quick thing, 5 minutes. But other than that, I've not been in there, although I literally could buy tea in there, but usually don't recall like when the peak hours are, so I'm just like, eh, plus I have enough tea. Like, I literally have enough tea. I don't need tea for right now. Which, it is very weird I skipped any caffeinated beverage today. I was just like, probably stand to not be caffeinated for once. Broke the yarn once again. Let's see if I can fix it. Should be fine. Yeah. Yes, definitely good on the not being sick. Which is kind of why making these trips, you know, down south and all that make me nervous. And my mother was complaining the one time, like, why don't you go out with us? Like, they weren't doing anything stupid, mind you, but, you know, like, why at least go drive And it's just like, no, I'd like to take 0 chances of being around any human down there as much as possible. So I will just sit my butt home. Please and thank you. Okay, thanks, bye. It's gonna screw with us so bad. I mean, it probably already has, but it's like, you know, it's definitely gonna screw with everyone really bad. In the socializing department, among other things. Because it's just like, how do we go from avoiding people for how many some odd years, and then it's just like, hey, we can stop doing that now. And it's just like, after all this, I trust no one. Like, unless I've seen you all day and know that, you know, haven't gotten into... Hold on. Yes, unless I've been with you all day. No. I trust no one. Which is very much a terrifying thought, to not be capable of, you know, at least trusting that people are doing, you know, the bare minimum of their part. And not just saying empty platitudes just to get people to do what they want. If that makes sense. It's just insane. Alright. It's just the thing that comes to mind, like, every so often, because it's just like, what's 2030, 2040, 2050 gonna look like in lieu of all this? Like, I imagine this has changed so much. Yeah, it's a little bit, or at least heavy enough, it's starting to do the thing. I'm guessing because I'm spinning so thinly. Just gonna do that. Yep. Very much so. You know, if it wasn't for the fact that I'd have to log out of Amazon right now, I'd probably just look at bags right now on stream just for the hell of it. I usually leave myself logged in, so I'd rather not, you know, dox myself. Oh, speaking of Amazon, the tax stuff for them came out, if not just today, like recently. So I got an email about it today from myself. So if you guys need that, you might want to go check on that. Yeah, I was just looking at it earlier and I was just like, the hell time has approached. I see. Although, at least it didn't take forever like last year. Yeah, well, I didn't make much in the way of sales to do that. I didn't get anything from PayPal either. But I know I've definitely gotten some stuff off there. Plus, you know, I have to check that for tips and stuff anyway, so it's still consequential. Yeah, I have never gotten an email from PayPal on that. Never. I have to, yeah, that's what I had to do last year. I was just like, where do I look for, oh. I'll be, no, you're fine, I promise, you are fine. But I saw that they do that, so I know it's a thing. I'm just not in, you know, that bracket to warrant it to be like, hi, you need to get sent this, that, and the third. Exactly. Honestly, I've been very glad that stuff has been working out very well for you. In regards with the washcloths. Because you were mildly going out on a limb doing that. So you weren't sure it was gonna work, so it was just like, will this work? And commission, yeah, it's basically how much it, that's what I do too. So pretty much almost everything goes through there. But it's just, again, don't do enough that it warrants, you know, that happening. Again, just me. Draft. Things don't break. Okay, I was about to say, I swear if I break this yarn again, we're gonna have some problems. Okay, what are we... Yeah, just kind of a tiny bit over, given I had to get up and go check on the younger brother and all that. So, yeah. I think an extra 5 or 10 minutes. Or until, you know, this bit of floof is done. Which is not much floof. But I'm going slowly, so yeah. Should be good. How much? Like... Oh, really? I didn't realize that. Also, Facebook is kind of dead to me at this point. That's a whole nother thing. Honestly, was just not really using it. Plus, I think I was probably a wee bit overwhelmed by all the socials I had, so I was just like, this is enough. It's not. Although, yes, I have Instagram, so arguably still within the devious clutches of Facebook, unfortunately. For good reasons, so I do not blame you on that one whatsoever. Come on. Oop. Yeah. That was I did wrong. And honestly, it wasn't like I was really talking to anybody there in the first place, so it's just like, what's the point? By any measure. There it is. Hopefully that'll stay. Now that I've got like 10 minutes left, I'm wondering if we can go host somebody once I'm done. I'd probably check about now, so I have a good idea of where we can go. Should be at least a couple of crafty people around at this point in time of the day. So, let's see. Okay, yes, I'm aware. Please go away, Michaels. You're very much annoying me right now. Alright. Okay, KB, Vanishing Pearl. Kayla's doing Stream Raiders. Oh, she is weaving in ends though, so some semblance of crafting there. But yeah, not terribly much in the way of crafting right now. There is some stuff, like 9.5, but she's also doing Stream Raiders. But yeah, probably doing crafting. She typically is. So there are some options, so I'll probably look back at that. Just to make sure I know who's actually still on at the time. Because I have a great habit of hosting people when they're about to leave, or right as they left. It's annoying. And very unhelpful. Alright, and gently. At least I've gotten a bit of spinning done for today. I'm probably going to spend a good chunk of the afternoon doing the stuff, packaging up the bracelet. Ah, damn it. What the hell, man? Why are we breaking? Why are we breaking so much? Fuck, man. It literally broke like 3 times in a row, and it's like, I'm pretty sure I'm twisting it in the right direction, so it should not be doing this much. What have I done to displease you, spinning gods? And... okay, is this important? No, it is not important. Cool. Saw a Discord thing. Just wanted make sure it was not anything that needed my attention. And no worries. I'm definitely glad to see you. Yeah, honestly, just gonna host. I'm probably not at the energy level to raid anybody right now. I will tell you that right now. But have a good rest of your afternoon. I will see you around the Discord. It happens, honestly. Plus, again, I don't expect that of anybody. It's like, in relation here, if you can be here, you can be here. If you can't, you can't. It's fine. Life exists. I get it. So it is no pressure on anybody to show up. Ah! Frog! Frog is cute. I have not been able to pop into one of her streams, speaking of. Partially because I keep forgetting who it is. But Frog is cute. Let's see. That was weird. Things just flickered like hell for a second. I don't think the sock's gonna land either, but it's fine. Yeah, that sock's not landed. Okay. He's fine. Oh, arguably I could have that in front of there, so let me move that. That's better. I really do like that sock emote that Ty Stacy made. I was thinking of using the one that I have as the channel points as an emote too, just because it's there. I'd probably have to clean it up a little bit. And spots. We'll see. Definitely. Like I said, I am in love with those frogs. They're very, very cute. Is it gonna make it? No. So close. You were so close too. It was like, nope. Oh, I just realized the snow pile is right in front of the thing. But oh well, it's fine. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna do this little bit and probably call it here. And double check and see where we can go. Probably gonna send this over to KB because I know she has the least in people at this moment, so definitely couldn't hurt. Alright. Alright. Yeah, good enough. Alright. Base camera, doo-doo-doo. You're welcome. I was very glad to see you. There we go. Hi, I have a face also. Let's turn this off. Ta-da! Oh, that was brightening up a little bit. Interesting. Actually, no, the kill is weaving an end, so we can go in that direction. But yeah, thank you for the host, Drew. I think you hosted. Let me double check, because it's usually not gonna show on there. Wait, no. McKay, Carl November, Devi Cat, and Green Thing. Thank you guys for your hosts. I very much appreciate it. I'll be back again on Thursday. My brain's still getting used to it Thursday and not Wednesday or Friday. But yeah, be back then. Let's see, did I miss anything else? No, I did not. Cool. Very much appreciate you guys, and hopefully enjoy the rest of your whatever time zone you have to be in. Bye!